Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome to Guna Matters. And we have a full house tonight. But firstly, I want to just do this, and it's a start of a new a new thing, and it is all gonna happen in the new season as well. And John, this is for you, bro. I don't know what's happening, man. Anyway, Riz, talk us through your thoughts on the.
I didn't catch that last one.
Did you
Your
get
sound,
that?
your sound was lagging, so I didn't get anything what you said.
Asked that you must talk us through to your thoughts on Arsenal Bristol City.
I think he said your thoughts on Arsenal against Bristol City, the ladies' game.
Oh yeah.
Shoot.
Yes, yeah.
I think we could have scored some more goals, but overall it was a good win. So
Shall we just talk?
Ange.
Right, okay, I had to make some notes. It seemed like forever, actually, because I don't do Boreham Wood, and after Sunday, that was too damn cold, I'm telling you. I'm too old for all that stuff. But yeah, the Bristol City game, I actually felt was a better game than what I saw Sunday, if that makes sense. Clash of the Lionesses there, yeah, two brace equally. Larish, remind me, the own goal. Who did I say I thought got the goal? Because I was watching it on the Ange pad. Was it Ford?
no,
I can't remember.
I think Steph, but it was.
Okay, yeah, it was one of our lovely Australians, and I really thought it was their goal, and then went, no, it's an own goal.
Yeah.
Technicality next, but yeah, listen, yeah, what can you say? There could have been more goals. Actually, what I really enjoyed was to see our wonderful young gun, Katie Reid, come on. Yeah, which one she replaced Leah. As you said, her face, oh my God, it just lit up, didn't it? It was gorgeous.
God. She was like, you could see that she was like so happy to come on that pitch.
And I think, to be fair, I know Arteta's done it in the past with the young academy players, but I think, in fairness to Jonas, he really embraces where he can to get the younger players on. And just by the way he spoke in his press conference about, I certainly can't. Was it for? Yeah, must have been for the Conti Cup. But when we played Watford, was it? Well, it was something anyway. I just can't remember now. But when it was Katie there at Watford, and then they recalled Michelle and the other player whose name escapes me. But just by the way he talks about them all, and he felt he gave the go ahead, obviously through Arsenal, that they could play against us, because he felt it was so important for them, for their next journey in their young careers. And I really admire that about him. You know, I know a lot of people, he's kind of gone into the men's realm now, but I think he does so much good, personally. Oh, look, he got a silverware next. I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll be with us next season. But yeah, no, sorry, back to that game. Yeah, I found, although, come on, it's poor Bristol City here. There could have been a few more goals, actually. Just remind me, it wasn't subs in goal for that one.
Which one?
For the Bristol City game. Wasn't Manu, was it?
No, we had subs in goal.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was slightly apprehensive about that, but yeah,
There was
she
barely
once again
anything to do.
didn't
Had like
need to-
one big save and that was it.
Yeah, no, she was good. Yeah, so yeah, basically the Bristol City game. Yeah, I enjoyed watching that game. Yeah, I
Yeah.
very much enjoyed watching that game. Although once again, expected a few goals, we got a few goals, and yeah, yeah, it was good. And actually, I'm going to jump from that one because that seems a lifetime away now. But the Arsenal Leicester game, well, I was there. Well, sorry, folks, I was so damn cold there. I looked out the window. Oh, it's spring. Woo, woo, woo. It was chilly, I'm telling you. Well, you've been to the Emirates, girl, you know.
Yeah.
It was chilly. It was an interesting game. I don't know how you felt watching it. Oh, there, it's streamed it on Arsenal.com. Sorry, of course I did. It's kind of the same when you're actually there. I don't know. They weren't on, our women weren't on full throttle, were they?
No, it felt a little bit like pure business.
Yeah, get the job done. Yeah, without doubt. I mean, what did I take away from that game? It's sort of like they kind of went on the back burner, whatever. I think probably the biggest cheer definitely was when Frida came on. We were all made up for that one, whether you was watching there, watching at home. We'd kind of been told she would be coming on at some point. Yeah, that was absolutely brilliant. I think what I do take away from it is Meade, once again, I'm so pleased for Beth. She is really coming back now, isn't she? Enjoying her game. She's got a firing leg back on. And Russo to get a goal as well. And actually, fair play to Manu, because, I mean, I'm not going to say hate, that would be wrong, but yeah, she made a couple of good saves there that I was impressed with. Thank God for that. Next, I've never heard the end of it. And also, for me personally, to see Viv come on, I think this is probably the first time since we've all gone on with Viv's ACL and the complications from it. To me, she looks sharp. And yeah, she tried to get a couple of shots on toe. Yeah, she looks sharp to me. So I really hope she's turned that corner now. I truly hope she's turned that corner. Because come on, she's a goat. And the other thing, because I was there with my Leicester friend, and he enjoyed the game, I'd like to say. He did enjoy it. He's a realist. His women ain't going to go down. They've got to go to the Emirates. Yeah, he enjoyed the game. That's the best I could, he didn't have any expectations about it. He really enjoys, I mean, he's been a lifelong born and bred Leicester person. But yeah, he enjoyed the game. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, he enjoyed it. And I think also the goalkeeper, I was pretty impressed with her, actually. She made some really good saves. They kind of, I think Arsenal allowed them to get back into the game a little bit, but yeah, kept it on an even keel. And of course, the other thing for me, Fox, she definitely deserved playing the match, didn't she? Yeah, one thing I did want to ask, because I didn't, because my wife, my data's hitting this. What was going on with Woburn Moy? Why wasn't she playing?
I have actually no clue. I haven't seen anything about, but I thought stop because of the yellow cards. So I thought she was suspended.
Oh, okay. No, it's just a bit interesting, because the day before when Arsenal put up, and you get the hint who's likely to be playing, and they actually put Lotta up, and I thought, okay. And then it was just because we got to stadium earlier than anticipated, and it was like, oh, and I was thinking, who's missing? And I thought, oh, right, it's one more. Yeah, I don't know, interesting.
Yeah, I've actually.
Yeah, sorry, Larry, I should say. Back to you. Yeah, the game in general. Oh, no.
Oh,
you're back. So generally, how did you find the game, Larry?
No, it was a pretty good game. I mean, the Emirates game are different than the Bournemouth games. You can tell. It sometimes looks like they enjoy playing more at the Emirates than they do at Bournemouth. I know it's not a fact because they love playing everywhere, but there's like a different kind of style in playing in there. But overall, it looks like I was actually.
I agree. Sorry.
No, I was actually hoping that Emily get a goal. She was so close.
Sorry, who was that?
Emily Fox.
Oh gosh, yeah. There was a couple of times because where we were positioned, we were lower down this time, and there was a couple of times, and I thought, oh God, if only. Yeah, and you're so right with what we said in our own group chat that it's coming at some point.
Yeah.
Isn't it great when you see a defender who gets a goal?
But also Steph playing on a different position, she did really great. Like she had to step Lotta's position, and she did really great. Also that pass on Russo, she did great. She can play everywhere, you could say.
Oh,
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yep.
All right. Sorry
I'm
that.
just conscious. Sorry.
I really appreciate.
That's fine. Sorry, I'm taking over here. Joan, we need to bring Joan into this. Sorry, you've been waiting there patiently.
Well,
Joan,
was
you able
to the game? All about what you guys thought of the game. So continue, ladies, please continue.
I've only been listening in to what you've been saying because I was in a show, so I didn't get a chance to watch the ladies' games. I tend to catch more of the men's games. Sometimes I watch the replays of the ladies' games, but obviously I was delighted to see. I was delighted to see the big scoreline. It was nice to see that, and the nice victory again at the at the Emirates. So it's all positive for the ladies. One game at a time. Keep winning your own games. But I just wanted to flag up a lovely story actually that I heard on the news today, and I think I might write to Arsenal about it because there's a team of under 12-year-old girls in Bournemouth. They're called Queen's Park Ladies, who have gone the whole season and become invincibles. But they're the only they've been playing against boys in the league. So I think that's an incredible achievement. This bunch of young girls have been together about sort of 4 or 5 years. And then for them to be recognised that we're going to go in and we're going to play against, a league where there are boys, what a marvellous achievement, and sort of credit to their coaches. So I'd like to write, so maybe one invincible club can write to another one and give these young girls encouragement, because what a fantastic advert for young girls to come in, to come into football. But what a lovely story, instead of with some of the things that have been going on this weekend, the Nottingham Forest penalties incident and complaints, and then you come up against a lovely story, like that. What it's really all about. So I wanted to flag that up because I know that if Laris and yourself and you're really big up on the ladies, so it might be something, if you have contacts, to flag up to the ladies and say, what about a well done, to these, to this team. And it won't do Arsenal's PR any harm either, to
well, there is that, absolutely.
I think I actually
Emerson. I'm just going to put that up, actually.
I think Beth Mead.
No, I can't.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep, we can. We can.
Can you hear me?
Sorry, I'm just going to read out here because I can't put.
Keep disappearing.
Yeah, Emerson was saying, picked up a knock on Friday, and that's what I thought the case was. I thought she would have been playing. That's why I was a little bit mystified. Not a major injury, so obviously just precautionary. Fair enough. Oh yes, sorry, Alex. Sorry. Yep, we can hear you. Sorry, Alex, my lovely Alex is just saying, and of course Laura came on as well, and once again we've had so many. Well, 5 is it with the ACL injury? So to get Laura back once again playing more than a few minutes, that's fantastic. You know, it's we know what. Well, you can appreciate this, Joan. ACLs at one time, that was the end of your career, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
And funny enough, we got a young man that was playing tonight. I call him my new boy. Yeah, he picked up an ACL. Was it the first game we played? As in Yuri and
Timber. Yeah, and he scored a screamer tonight. He scored an absolute belter for the under-21s. Absolute belter.
Yeah.
But it's worrying, isn't it? You know, when you think about. I mean, I can't remember sort of going back over the years I've been watching that the challenges when I first started going were terrible. I mean, they were leg breakers, but the players were still up the next week playing, and they just had the sponge and the bucket, you know, a bit of ice on your leg, up you go, get on with it. But there seems to be just so many long-term injuries and repetitive, you know, like repetitive injuries, and sometimes the slightest knock is causing something, you know, major, and it is a sort of a general worry. I mean, not only not only Arsenal related, but you know, lots of players in the league in general seem to have these long-term injuries when. As I say, I've seen some shocking challenges over the years, and I do mean shocking. Being sort of being a hybrid as a young child, being sort of on the long side there, and almost hearing the bones break. You know, when they crash into each other. But up you get, and you get on with it.
Got half a leg hanging off. You keep playing.
Yeah, you got another leg. Carry on. You got another one.
Yep.
But yeah, what he did come on and score a screamer tonight.
So tell me quickly how, obviously you, Joan, didn't watch the ladies' game, but two games consecutively after the Conti Cup. I mean, the two goal scorers like Russo and Meado, oh man, they are just flying high, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry. As I was saying a bit earlier, particularly for Mead, once again coming back from the ACL. God, don't jinx it, Ange. Yeah, she really looks on good form. She's got a scoring leg, whichever leg that one is. I should know that next, but yeah, she's really pleased. Very happy for Beth, but yeah. Touch wood, it's going really well for her. But the other thing, it's an invasion.
And it's like the Daleks.
Yeah, Dalek. That's it, Alex. Dalek. Yeah, too funny.
Somebody didn't to end.
Yeah, sorry. I was speaking to Larissa earlier. For me, also, see the goat come back on, and she looks sharp. considering that she's had that horrible ACL and the little bits that needed fixing again. Yeah, I think that's the first time I've seen her looking sharp. And that'll make my day when she's back properly fit. And she ain't going nowhere, folks. Sorry. I don't know her personally, but she ain't going next. She's one of ours. You can't take her back to Holland, love. And you don't want to.
No, but I think Viv actually was the worst one out of the 4 ACLs that we had. Yeah, except for Goldie. I mean, she had 2 in 1 year.
Yeah.
Like she had on both sides. So, but I think, she had the extra complications with the meniscus and everything. So, and then to see her back like yesterday, that was really positive.
And actually, once again, she was another one. I'm pretty sure it was she tried to have a couple of shots there. And I thought, do you know what? That's all I want to see, because she will get there. Yeah. It was that tenacity, And I thought, that's the Viv we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hope she's turning that corner now. I truly do.
I think
she'll be all right.
I had a screen where all the whole squad players of the ladies are, and I think that was one of the topics. And now we've got so many players. If I want to look at it, there's about 5 goalkeepers, which are 2 of I think probably from the second team, and then there's so many defenders, so many midfielders, so many forwards. It's a big problem to have in such a big squad, isn't it? Because
sorry, can I correct you there, Glenn? We've got technically 4 goalkeepers. The American, oh God, her name escapes me, and that's really bad of me.
It's Kaylin, Marquise, Naomi Williams, Sarah Boadi, Sabrina DeAndre.
Yeah, I mean, it basically, at the moment, Manny's number 1, D'Angelo Saps is number 2, and then the young girl, we've got an academy girl, technically. Yeah, so it's 4, technically, but that's a real technicality, and that will change, I'm sure. Yeah, we got a big squad. And of course, that big squad was because we were meant to be in Champions League. Well, we've secured Champions League, i.e. through, the group stages. So we have secured that again as from Sunday. But yeah, that was the whole reasoning. Well, look at Chelsea women, for goodness sake. Bit like Man City men, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
I'm thinking of the next season. Are we gonna qualify for Champions
we've done
League?
it. We've already done it. Yeah, that was Sunday. Yeah, but we'll have to go through. I'll call it a group stage for one of the. Well, it is actually. Yeah, like we crashed out of it at the beginning of the season. Although I've got a lot more hope. I know. I don't know. It's been a weird one because we've picked up these amazing players, and maybe, dare I say, I blame internationals. I don't know, but it's been a bit disjointed, and it's been a bit bitty. We haven't had that consistency of play. To a degree.
But if you look at the defenders, right? We've got so much defenders there, and it's quality defenders. And we're looking at Emily Fox, Lotte, Leah, Steph, Katie, Laura that came back last week, Dina, Edelstead, and Katie Reid that has got a debut on last week. So there in itself was 2, 4, 5, 10 defenders. Are we going to need 10 defenders for next season?
Well, you know what's coming in the summer. Let's see who. All right, that's defenders, and it is a lot of defenders. I'm not going to deny that.
Then we're looking at midfielders.
Around summer, it was like Jem Beattie. None of us knew. Suddenly, halfway through the season, she's off to America. Yeah, let's see. Maybe we will see one or two. Oh, sorry, Larissa's getting. Oh, right, you got no sound. I can see you, my darling. But okay, interesting. Yeah, I think it'd be very much once the WSL season's over and done with. Let's see what happens there. We've had names linked. Maybe there are a couple going. I mean, for me, the biggest issue is a goalkeeping issue. Right, have we got any sound?
Larissa, is it on not your side? Because I don't see any problems here.
Oh, no, we
This
can't
mic
hear
is
Larissa.
not going anywhere.
Okay. Yes, sorry. For me, the biggest issue will be the goalkeeping issue. As much as I love Manu, I love her passion. She's hit and miss. Bless her. She really is. I mean, Sunday she had a good game. She wasn't overly taxed by anybody's standards, but she made a couple of great saves, but it's hit and miss. So, yeah, that needs to be addressed. Well, we know the obvious one. Is she coming to us? Is she not? I don't know. I really don't know what to make of that one. Yeah, I wouldn't say no to her. I really wouldn't. But next, another one that's really, really important. Alex has just brought up about Stina. Yeah, she has been, courted by European giants like Barcelona, Bayern, Real Madrid, and whatever. I am a big, big fan of Stina. I really am. I would not want to see her go. And another contributory factor is she is best friends with Frida Mornham. And as far as I'm aware, Frida ain't going anywhere. So I'm pretty confident we'll keep Stina. I'm pretty confident. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, but now you've got to look at Joan on the midfielders. We've got Kim Little, Frida Mornham, Walty, Palova, Cooney Cross, and then a squad player of Maddie Earl. We probably need more midfielders than any defenders.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, the thing is that, as I say, I'm not as big as a watcher of the ladies' game, but I'm always one to make sure that you've got lots of cover in certain positions. Always to have, what's the old thing that we keep hearing thrust down our throats, strength and depth in the squad, but making sure that when you do bring those on, that they are going to make an effective change to what's going on and keep the consistency going. Because as we do see, when some changes get made, things don't always click, no matter how good a player you are. So it's very good to have cover in a lot of positions, but you do need to make sure that you've got cover in all positions, instead of sometimes asking people to play out of positions and going into defence and moving defenders into a more attacking role. But it seems that the complete player now has to have that in their locker to be able to sort of switch and play multi-position. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing, but you do have to make sure, as I say, that you're not disrupting the successful setup. If it's not broke, don't fix it unless you have to, sort of thing. Yeah? Oh.
Sorry, that's it.
Larissa, can you talk? You sorted.
Ooh.
I'm so frustrated, man.
Is this a fire drill?
Yeah.
I'm so damn frustrated. Sorry, man. Hey, this is not my evening tonight. Sorry,
Oh, yeah,
Liz,
sorry, Alex is just saying we got 3 midfielders on loan as well.
Striker.
Sorry, excuse me.
yeah, true.
We have a striker.
And then we've got the forwards. It's Miedema, Hurtig is obviously still injured. Then we've got
Whatever. Sorry.
Russo, Lucas, Blackstenius, and Vivian Leah. I don't know who Vivian Leah is. He's probably from the academy.
She's a youngster, yeah.
Yeah.
Very young.
So that's our forwards. And I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a concern with such a big squad in
Yes.
even though we've qualified for the Champions League. It's a huge squad.
It is at the moment. Let's see what happens in the summer.
At least they're not going to be caught out with if there's a couple of injuries. At least they've got,
yeah,
you know, and as we are finding, as it's being found in the men's squad, that you can never have enough cover in certain positions, but make sure that the cover is going to be effective in those positions, because playing as a forward in an under 18 or sometimes under 21 is a lot different than playing as a forward in the Premier League with the physicality and the pace of the game and things like that. So it's good to have this so large team to choose from. It's rather have too many than too little, but make sure they're quality, that they're going to come on and do the job. Yeah.
So this is the sort of scenario that I want to look at, is if we're not gonna get rid of most of the squad per se, we obviously have our starting 11, which is Manuela, Emily Fox, Wooburn Moy, depending on how fit Williamson become, and then of course Katie McCabe. That's your core defense. And then looking at captain, you're looking at Walty, Palova, and that's your midfield core per se. And then you've got Mead, Russo, and Stina. That is the strongest 11, if I could say that.
Sorry, Glenn. Sorry, Glenn. Did you mention Captain Kim Little?
Yeah, I did, captain.
Oh, sorry, I misheard that. Right, that's fine. Yeah, because she is our captain.
So that's your strongest core of players, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So the rest of the guys, like Ford, like Caitlin Ford, Frida Marnham, Cooney Cross, Lacasse, Hurtig when she comes back, Miedema, and Steph Catley, looking at Kate Reid. Kate Reid had a cameo, but she looked very comfortable when she came on for Williamson. So those are the kind of players you want to keep there, and then squad players thereafter. So who of those other players are going to get a chance to play? We're not playing in a smaller cup competition, is it?
Well, I mean, all of them have got to sort of fight for their place. They've got to, come out and do the best job and show the manager each week that they're the right person to play. As I say, we've been caught out. You can get caught out by. It's that chicken and egg of having a consistency that are doing well, but someone gets injured, and you've got to have somebody equally of that standard to come on. And I think there has to be, this conversation with the players. Look, this is how we are. We've got, 10 forwards. Obviously, you're not all going to play at the same time, and you have to be, aware of that. A lot of teams now have their league squad. A lot have their cup squad. And interact. And again, that's not a bad thing. But what a selection to be in, to have this group of players, so that you have that flexibility. And if it comes from a development stage, if the players have to sort of go on loan somewhere else and then come back to the club, I mean, I think I'd rather have too many than struggling to replace somebody Because with Arsenal's luck, you get a couple of injuries on the bounce, and then you're in trouble. So you've got to be able to.
Well, Joan, sorry, Joan, we had this last season, and I don't know, Larisse, did you come over for the Wolfsburg semi-final at the Emirates?
No, I went to Wolfsburg.
Oh, right. And that, to me, I don't get to many Arsenal games, full stop, but that was such a beautiful game. But we really were such a depleted squad because of the goddamn ACLs and other little injuries. Yeah. And our girls played their hearts out, and we were, it was a beautiful game, but we didn't have that squad depth end of. So I'm totally going with Joan here. As long as the players are happy, and everybody's got to turn up. We need a bigger squad with the Arsenal end of. Yeah.
So Larissa, that's Jonas. Jonas will have a huge headache if he doesn't manage that squad properly in the new season. I mean, I think Alex has said earlier on, or Emerson said about the academy players that might go to Australia and have a stint there. So Jonas has a huge job on his hand.
He does. He does.
But I think it's a good thing, a good job for him to have. What a position to say that he's in, to have this and to be able to say, yes, some of you can go to Australia because I've got the depth, even releasing a couple of you to go and play maybe on loan or whatever. I've still got this core that I can call on to come in and cover the positions. But the worst thing you can do as a manager is let too many go at the same time, because across the squads we've been caught out on this, and then it's very difficult then trying to loan some other players, and you get loans of people who are not making the cut in their own squads. And I don't mean that disrespectfully in any way, but if you're having somebody you're having somebody come in to the Arsenal, you want them to come in and do the business. Obviously there's a period of settling down. I mean, we're one of the worst clubs for expecting somebody to come in, put the boots on and score 100 goals. Well, we are in the season, but it takes a time because every club plays in a different way. Although it's the same game, every club seems to play it, sort of plays it differently.
You know what, Joan? This has been so poignant. I found that with the women, because obviously I get to go to a few of the women's games, and I watch them probably more avidly than I do the men at this point. But this settling in period, we've got some really fantastic, amazing players. I'm going to be very confident and say next season they're really going to gel, because we're seeing it already, but it's just not quite there. And I do, dare I say it, blame international breaks. I know we need them, all of that jazz. But I can see what it will become, and I'm going to back Jonas for this because he knows his players.
Larissa, you wanted to say something early on about the squad. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I'm actually curious, because I think for the Champions League we are only allowed to take 23 players, I think. Right. So for which position, who are you gonna leave out? Like, I'm glad I'm not Jonas, because that's gonna be a difficult decision.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, choose wisely, but then again, if you leave that person at home, can I take that risk?
Yeah.
We saw the situation with Gio, that she was left out of the squad because she was signed in too late or something like that, and she couldn't play for like 6 months.
Yeah. So that is what I'm sort of alluding to, because I mean, yes, we are in the Champions League. Yes, there's going to be 4 cups, as Alex said. There's 4 cups to go. Yeah. So it's a lot of football. Yes, but to be fair, not all those players are players that can come in and make an instant difference. I mean, if you look at, for argument's sake, Chloe Lacasse, when Chloe comes in, I'm sorry, Larissa, when Chloe comes in, it takes her a while to obviously to adapt to the play of the particular game. then you take Pullover. Pullover is a starter in this case. If you take Pullover out, then who's going to replace her with? Because she's such a dynamic player going forward and playing from side to left, back and front. So there's a lot of things that you're going to have to consider, especially those other squad players that might not come in, especially in the UEFA League, to come and make a difference. So there's a lot of factors to consider. So I mean, like Larissa say, we're going to choose for all these clubs because
but it's also then the thing. Like, for example, if you leave Laia Codina at home for a Champions League game, and you leave, like you said, Chloe Lacaze at home, like you have to make these players like still think that they are worthy enough, and they got like the feeling that they are not Champions League enough, but they are FA Cup enough and Conti Cup enough. So I think that's also like something that you have to consider, because these players will probably think like, okay, so I'm not good enough for the Champions League, but I'm good enough for the Conti Cup.
Which was what I was coming up to saying, that when you've got a big squad like that, you've got this wonderful ability to be able to have a squad, almost, I won't say a squad per competition, but at least 3 squads for 4 competitions there. And, you know, with respect, when somebody's coming in who's got to get up to speed, the only way I think those things can change is that if you've got a player that's going to come on and say, I keep saying Pavlova, which is the wrong one. I'm thinking of
I'll call her that.
But, you know, you need somebody when they're doing their training of almost is going to be mirroring that player.
Yes.
And then giving them sort of, when you're doing your training match, right, so right, you're going to play half, then you're going to come on and play half. So that the team then get used to, and the player coming on is used to the flow, is used to the moves. So it's not only just coming on and being the substitute, but it's coming on and being the effective substitute, being on the same wavelength.
Sorry, Joan.
Those are things that are really important.
No, do you know what, Joan? That happened in the Continental Tires Cup final. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze in a minute. I think that's why I was so cold yesterday.
I thought you were crying at my comments.
But this happened when Codina come on, and my partner in crime was not over impressed the last time he saw her. And I said, oh, look, she hadn't played many games. And she was fantastic. Yeah, so I totally get what you're saying about the mirroring. Yeah, she came on, she done the business. There was no, what's the word I want?
There's no like looking around about what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah,
they know the game. They know the game plan. It's a complete thing when a player comes on. Again, they've got these bloody iPads there. What now? You go there. You go there. But you've got to have the football brain that the iPad's not on the pitch with you. You know, so you've got to be able to. And you only get that by playing with the group. And when you replace that person, that they are playing with you, so that you know it's all a package, so that everybody knows where they should be. And I'm going to put when she goes, I'm going to run into that space, sort of thing. So it's not just bringing somebody on, but it's making sure that it's all going to fit in.
The right person is coming on, correct?
But that actually looked, the last 2 games that looked much better than before the international break, because then you have. Some players came in, you were thinking like, what are they doing? They were like really searching. But now you can see like, even like the Bristol game when Katie Reed came in, like she had a fantastic pass to Stina.
She did.
And you think like, okay, you know, she right away got into the game. And I think, she's training with Lotte and with Leah. So she's probably like what you also said, like she's mirroring them.
So here's the question I want to ask you, ladies, and also Emerson and Alex, whoever's in the chat. Does Jonas have the ability to get the best out of the guys coming on, like the Lacasse, like the Katie Reed, the other guys coming in? does he have that ability to get the best out of them in the new season? Because that is what he's going to have to do in order to do exactly what Joan said to do.
But also, though, Glenwyn, part of that's got to come from the players of how much they want it. You know, that's another issue. He knows he's in this wonderful position of having this, you know, plethora of players to choose from. They're going to be in the competition, so he's going to have to keep them on their toes. They're going to need to be on their toes as well. But a lot of it does come from the player as well, as to how far they want to push themselves as well. Again, like I said, as a player, you're a complete package. You know, your mentality, your physical condition, your mental condition, and I believe he has got the ability there, and it comes from success. I mean, the ladies are seeing that success. It don't happen overnight, but it comes from hard work. If you get beat, you lift yourself up and you go again. You know, and he's got the ability, and the ladies have the ability to do that as well. So it's not only the manager who can make that happen. It has to be the mentality and the physicality and the determination of the player.
Yeah.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Alex is saying he has the ability. And I agree with him, but it's gonna have to be a hell of a job. What am I doing, Glenwyn? Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a job, pardon me, on his part to especially his backroom staff also have to put a hand in there, because I don't think do they have psychologists in the ladies team as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought so. I'm sure. Yeah.
So
Don't
all
worry,
the backroom staff.
He's surrounded by all these women. If he gets it wrong, he's going to get an earful, isn't he? So
Well, exactly.
sure
No,
he gets
got that
it
right.
right. You know, all these like 30 women nagging him.
Yeah.
He's going to make sure he gets it right.
Yeah, no, he has to really have a passion for and all the patience with. I mean, I don't have patience with certain staff of mine that's female, and he has all these women that he has to have patience with, and his colleagues as well. So I really have to say big ups to Jonas Odergaard, because that's a hell of a job on his hands to have, because then he has to deal with like people like Emma Hayes and all the other chicks that are also against him.
But, you know, he's got to tell him, you know, I'm the manager. You've got to earn your spot as much as anybody else. You know, I mean, the thing is, whatever team you play in Arsenal, whether you're in the under 8s or the over 80s, you've got to earn your place. You know, you just don't walk into a squad, and nobody should expect that that's going to happen. So they've got to show him that they, you know, that they really want this, that they really want the success.
Yeah. This is actually a very sorry. Go for it, Lilith.
No, but I also had like some players coming in during the winter break, and I think now Jonas has more time in the summertime because of course we miss out on the Olympics, so he has more players still in the summer that he can build further on. So I think he now also has more time, like coming back from last season. The World Cup just finished. They had like 2 weeks before they had to come back to preseason again, and then you had a few new players. Obviously, it was still searching. Now in the winter we got new players, so I think now he has more time to actually create the team that he wants to create.
Yes.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. I just want to bring back to what Alex is saying here, the backing from the owners and Edu. So that is also very important. Well done, Alex, for that comment, because he needs to obviously feel that he's worthy as the manager or the coach for the ladies team to have that backing, like Alex has alluded to there.
But I think if he didn't, he wouldn't be there.
Well,
So you know, I think
So yeah, it's just one more thing I want to just bring to the attention of the ladies before we move on. We're playing 3 more games, yeah, and that's possible 9 points. And we're gonna have to play City in the mix of that. So next we're playing, I think,
Then.
Brighton.
Everton, yeah.
And then
No,
we're playing Man City.
Yeah, then Man
And then
City.
we're playing City, and then
Brighton's
the last game. So,
yeah.
Last one, yeah.
yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it for the WSL's title race, are we?
No, that ship has sailed very sadly.
Even the team knows that ship has sailed.
Definitely.
I think the team already gave.
Mathematically, it's still possible though, but I don't think we will.
No, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. End of. Sadly, really sadly.
Chelsea has got a game in hand though. That's why.
Don't even mention that last.
Yeah, but City worked on their goal scoring yesterday. Yeah, so.
Yeah. And then,
sorry, I just
I'm not
pulled this out. Man City is going to be the game that I'm avidly going to watch. I want payback. I really want payback for Man City now. Yeah,
we're playing away, right? We're playing away.
Yeah,
playing away, and it'll be a tough one, but I want payback. And and myself and Norris had this conversation. Yeah, I really don't like Chelsea, men or women's end up.
Well, all the best to them for those games.
Play well against Man City. Whatever the consequences, it's just payback for me. End of. Sorry. Next, get off your soapbox, Sam.
Yeah.
Makes me a bit passionate, that one.
And then the men's, Larissa, they had a bad week, lose to Villa at home, go to Bayern Munich, go get a loss there, and of course, coming back to the Molineux and beat Wolves, not also so convincing. What do you make of that?
No, I think they regrouped themselves. Like they could have also taken that Bayern Munich defeat towards the Wolves game, but they didn't. And it was like, I think it was also a purely business win. Like we got the 3 points. It was not as good looking as we are used to, but we had a win. And I think that also gave the confidence back to the players. Like it was already 2 beats in like 1 week, not even in 1 week. And now we got the win again. Yeah, and then now tomorrow we have to go again. So I think it also got a little bit of the confidence back. Like we are Arsenal, we can do this.
Yeah. Joan, do you think the Villa game, the substitutions was done correctly?
Look, I'll say this about every team. When you bring subs on, everybody's got to be effective. But I personally don't think, no matter who he'd have brought on there, that this result was coming. You know, the worst thing that could have happened, of course, was the Liverpool result beforehand. And social media, news, whatever, they knew what that result was, and immediately, bang! That it's a pressure thing. This is this is the chance to do something. And the expectation of the crowd as well. This was we all knew it was a chance to do something, but sometimes, no matter what you do, it is not going to happen that day. It is not going to happen. But Mikel was asked about why he did this. He said, well, because I am the manager. And we have to remember that he sees these players day in, day out. He sees them on the training field. He sees what they can do. And he's not going to bring people on who don't do, who can't do the job. I mean, we've seen it several times from Zinni, you know, like the loose passes, everything else. A bit telegraphic and sometimes in what we did, and that panic of when, because they were doing so well up until that particular, you know, up until that particular time, and the nerves go up, and that's it. It was that confidence that, you know, wasn't so much loss, but it was the confidence that you could see, you know, that you could see had gone, and that in a way wrapped over to the Bayern Munich game, where let's face it, you know, I know they've said that Bayern weren't exactly at their best, but I've been to the Allianz Arena on many occasions, and it's a very, I mean, the German fans, I mean, as Larissa will know, support in Europe is a lot more vociferous and a lot more, how can I put it? A lot more sort of angry in a way, because all the flags go up, the flares are going off.
They're very intimidating, isn't it?
And they're very, it's almost encouraged as well, you know, in their teams. And I've been there and I've seen us have 5 or 6 put past us on more than one occasion at the Allianz Arena. And what upset me about that game more than anything else was seeing those dejected young men coming off at the end of that game with their heads down like that. Because it's not that they didn't try, because the first half it was, you know, it was pretty fair. And then again the you know, the dodgy decisions. But, you know, let's not make any excuses about it. A few seasons ago, we wouldn't have even been talking about this because we wouldn't have expected to be in that competition. And now they've got, you know, they've taken us so far, and I'm very proud of what this group of group of young men have achieved. But to see them coming off with their heads down like that, what they needed then was to go to Wolves and do what they did. Because I kid you not, you know, what one side was said Mikel Arteta, but I personally wouldn't get on the wrong side of him in the dressing room. You know, the lovely persona that comes out on the well-defended players. He doesn't suffer fools gladly, and he knows what it's like to play for Arsenal. He knows the expectations, and he knows the experience required to get through these competitions. And the performance at Wolves was a completely different one. And I do mean completely different one, because there was a lot more scrapping for the ball. It wasn't pretty, but I don't care. I don't care about it being pretty. It was, you know, a scrap. I mean, you could read what every time Wolves had the ball, they kept doing was passing it back to their goalkeeper. And I was shrieking from where I was, run, you know, get into the goalkeeper's face, make those commitments. But it was a completely different performance, but it was one that they needed to prove to themselves. And it was a test that they stood well. I mean, when it was 1-0, I mean, you know, the fans were getting a bit edgy that, you know, our Wolves going to sort of creep, you know, nick one in here. But we raised that level. We raised that level again, and found. I mean, Declan Rice was superb. And he really was. It was absolutely superb. But those boys, they gave every ounce on that pitch, because I mean, at the end, I mean, I've never seen Odergaard almost, you know, like doubled over. So they gave everything, and I ended up having to, you know, and there was somebody behind me who said, "Oh, I left the Emirates early last week," and I turned around and said to him, "Well, you should be ashamed of yourself, but you seem to have managed to drag yourself here to support the thing that you were slagging off last week," you know. So it's that they did well, and they've got to do well again against Chelsea. You know, they've got to keep going, and not, you know. Again, who'd have thought we were going to be in this position? You know, we're going to qualify for the Champions League again. This title isn't over by a long shot. You know, it's not over by a long shot, and we just have to not worry. So I think there was too much emphasis put on that Liverpool result against Crystal Palace. Far too much emphasis from everybody. You know, well, I think we all got to take a share of the blame here, and just let them play their games. But I was very impressed with them. They lifted themselves up, and that took guts. after 2 defeats to come out and put in that performance. I mean, they were
Yeah.
trying to roast young Kivior. Yeah, I mean, he did have a bit of pressure put on him, but he got over it, and he, you know, I like him. He's got a little bit about him. I think he's going to do well.
I think he's going to be a blinding player.
Yeah,
right?
but the trust. Now, it could have been quite easy to have dragged him off, but he didn't. He made him. He stuck it out, you know, and everybody rallied round him, and that's it. The spirit within the, you know, within the team. So it's not over by a long shot. It's not over by a long shot, and I am 100% proud of everything that's, you know, everything that's happened.
Ange, I wanna bring this to you, Ange. I'm not sure if you were at the stadium that day with the Villa game. A lot of people obviously left. A lot of people obviously made so much negative comments. That's the abuse from the Arsenal fans towards their own players, their own manager. That is not something that these guys need right now. They need to have the backing, like Jonas said earlier on. We need to support our team irrespective of how they've played. And now coming back against Wolves, going into the Chelsea game, we can go 3 or 4 points clear of City, even though they might have a game in hand. But that we don't know what they might do against those teams they have to play. The fans has to believe that these guys are still in it until the proverbial fat lady have sung.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah, you're spot on, Glenn. You really are spot on. And I mean, I've done it as Larisse will have done. We're having women supporters. We've backed our girls. Yeah, it hasn't always gone right, but we've backed our girls, and it's very much for the men here. Yeah. It was interesting actually. I hold my hand up, watching it on the Ange pad. The first half I didn't watch properly. I more listened to it, mainly because my daughter had something on telly, and that sounds a bit lame. And the second half, I really got into it. So certainly, I was listening. Yeah. I'm going to back on whatever. I think it's amazing what Arteta's done. We've got fantastic players, and they are still technically a young squad, aren't they? They're still learning, and for X amount of them. Well, funny enough, you're going back to Jakub Kiwior. Have you pronounced his name? Sorry. I think he really will be a superb. If he, you know, fans need. I hate the word fans actually. Supporters. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're old school, but my goodness, you can see the potential. Yeah, he's still got some learning to do, but he's only going to learn by playing.
Yeah,
by playing, correct.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes, unfortunately, you do learn by a mistake.
Well, yeah, don't we all? That's life.
And sometimes, yes, they are costly, but you learn from it. I mean, I'm not advocating that you get away with mistakes all the time by any stretch. But again, you won't make mistakes if you're in a consistent team. You know, yeah, you know, and this is it, a level of consistency where everybody knows where everybody is, what everybody's doing. It's the same story. I mean, I'm going to say pretty much was said about the ladies, that you have to keep going. If you're bringing somebody on, you've got to make sure that they're going to do the job that you ask them to do. And when somebody is a bit more experienced, you're going to expect that from them as the manager, that they are going to go on there and do, and do the job. And if they don't, that's for you as the manager to sort out afterwards. And I think that was addressed by the fact that the player that people were singling out didn't get on, against Wolves. So, people do listen. The managers hear it all from the touchline as well. Anyway, I unfortunately have to sign out because I've got a call coming through in a minute.
Okay,
it's nice to speak to you all, and I'm at Chelsea. I'm at the Chelsea game tomorrow night, so here we go again.
Have a good night, Joan.
Right, okay. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye, mate.
Yes,
Bye,
thanks,
mate.
John. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Larisse, I was going to bring something to you. The Champions League, and so many people has criticized Arteta for not taking the game to Bayern Munich.
Hmm.
It's his first ever chance to take the champion or as a manager playing in the Champions League. Where Guardiola had 4 attempts at Bayern Munich, he failed. He took 7 to 8 years or seasons at City. Klopp has got only 1 Champions League, which he's won now at Liverpool, and they still say that Arteta had to go and try and win Bayern Munich and go up into the final. That is so unfair to expect from his first stint in the competition, don't you think?
Yeah. I actually, what Joan was saying earlier about the game in the Allianz Arena, our squad has a little to less Champions League experience. And if you play in the Allianz with all these German supporters, and it can be quite overwhelming if you're not used to that. So again, I take my hat off for the boys that they still kept standing the way that they did, because it can be quite overwhelming if you're not experienced to that. And also, it's been 8 years since we played in the Champions League, and I don't think you can expect from Arteta that he goes and win the whole thing. I mean, even if we had won against Bayern Munich, and I think I said it to you as well, Ange, we would have got Real Madrid.
Yeah.
We would not have won that game
Nope.
against Real. Like Real, I mean, I watched them yesterday again. Jude Bellingham, my God, he's on fire. So I don't think we would have won that game, and then people would have started saying other things again.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's either this game or the next game, but yeah. Honestly,
We had a good run, end of.
we had a really good one. I mean, nobody would have expected us to knock Porto out. Nobody would have expected that, and we did. And yeah, Bayern Munich was just one size too big for us. And again, like I also said it in the group chat, next year we come back stronger, we come back more mature, we come back with more experience, and we just go again.
Yep.
Correct. Well done. So let's go to tomorrow night's game quickly, Ange, for your prediction.
Oh gosh. Right, Chelsea. Ooh.
Remember the home game.
Do you know what? Annoyingly, they're going to turn up. They've been so inconsistent, and they're going to turn up. But I do believe we're going to win. I don't know what that win's going to be, though. It's not going to be an amazing scoreline. I think because you got good. For what I'm about to say, I'm really sorry, but my God, he's ugly. That damn Cole fella. I reckon he could get a goal. Sorry, I know, and he's got a bad haircut as well. No, sorry, that's really awful of me. Yeah, I reckon he's going to get a goal, but it's down to us to get one more next. That's all I can say.
1-0.
No, 2-1. I reckon he's going to get a goal. Oh, Emerson's saying 3-2. Okay, yeah, Cole's definitely going to get a goal. I just know it. Bit like Kane.
Listen, what is your scoreline?
I'm actually going with a 3-0 and 2 goals from Havertz. Kai, he's gonna take his bench. He's gonna take.
You're optimistic. That's too funny. I hope he does.
He's gonna show Chelsea what they lost, so he's up for it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna score. I'm gonna go for a 3-1. Emerson has said 3-2 is gone there in the chat. Joan, I forgot to ask.
Cole's a doubt. Okay. Ooh,
yeah, but I think it was mind games, like we did it also. We were saying Gabriel didn't train, Martinelli didn't train.
Yeah.
Gabriel Martinelli. So.
No, but he had a huge game, to be fair, in the FA Cup on Saturday. So it could be true that he might not.
Yeah.
He might not play. So
yeah,
it could be also.
Now lately, everybody they are all playing these mind games. Like Pep Guardiola started with it, and now everybody is doing it. So even Emma Hayes is
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
She also said
And
that,
then
she also
the-
said that LG wasn't playing, and she was in the starting lineup. So
True. And those folks down the road, Tottenham, we're playing them the weekend, and they didn't have a game for the last 2 games, 2 weeks.
yeah,
They didn't play this weekend. They're not playing midweek. So we will have played twice before we play them. We played on Saturday, tomorrow night, and then we play them on the weekend. Do you want to go for your predictions on them as well now, Ange?
No, I don't at the moment. No, I don't.
Larissa?
No, I really don't. I have to think about that one.
Larissa?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, but I think we're gonna win that one. Like, if we win the game against Chelsea, then we're definitely gonna win the game.
The momentum will be there, won't it?
It will
Yeah.
be London will be red. So
Mm.
I'm going for a 2-0 win against Tottenham.
Okay.
2-0. All
London
right. Emerson is giving a 2 draw again.
You'll draw.
I'm gonna go 2-1 because they might score.
Yeah, it's Tottenham.
Yeah. Oh, Sonny might suddenly do something.
They might score.
Mm.
Ange, just you still.
Pardon?
Just you
Sorry.
still. Your score for the weekend.
Oh. I'm actually going to go for a draw. That sounds really... Yeah, I'm going to go with Emerson. I'm going to go for the draw.
Emerson is usually right when these games come. So
yeah, I don't know. I've got a draw vibe about it. And a lot will depend on tomorrow. Really need to get Chelsea out the way. Get that win. Yeah, it can be a simple little win. It ain't going to be anything amazing. We know that. No disrespect to our lovely players, but
no, they played
that
on
under their belt.
Yeah, they played on Saturday.
No,
probably rest, then training again.
I think the formation, not the formation, the players that he's going to start with, that's going to be the key. Because, the midfield of Chelsea, which is Enzo, Gallagher, and Caicedo. Enzo, for me, is not doing the job for Chelsea the way Caicedo and Gallagher is doing it together. So we might have to exploit that part where Enzo is concerned. With either Partey or Jorginho and Rice up in the left 8. And I like Rice to play in the left 8. He must not play in the 6 because he can't affect the change in the game going forward. He has to be next to Odegaard. Then he's more effective. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm going with that.
I also actually think it depends on whether Trossard will start or he will be a sub.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Because you can tell the difference between that when he starts or when he comes on as a sub.
Yeah, but if you look at the first game we had at the Breach, Rice played in a 6, and Havertz is played as an 8, and we can't have Havertz in an 8. It's not working. Not at all. Not always, at least. He's more effective when he plays up in the 9, and Odegaard and Rice behind him. Then I think he's more effective because he plays well off those 2 in the midfield. Opposed to all 3 of them being in the midfield. Then they can't play together because then it's a whole confusion. But where he is up front and the 2 of them are behind him with either Partey or Jorginho in the 6, I think he plays off well with the 2 8s. I just think that is a better option to go with.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with you. And I think I managed this to Ange as well. Like Jesus, this season, obviously he's with a knee injury and still with that. But it was at the Bayern game that he was the one who was taking the throw-ins. But he's a striker. Shouldn't that be somebody else so that he can at least try to get a goal? But then he's standing and taking the throw-ins. And then I think, like, yeah, it's this season, it's not working for him. And I rather see Kai up front together with either Trossard, Martinelli, or Saka than I do see Jesus in there.
Yeah, definitely. And I would also keep Trossard in the starting, because I think the three of them up front, Trossard, Kai, and Saka, it's a more fluent game than Martinelli in there. I think Trossard brings more that fluidity in the team because he passes well. He's not the speedy guy, but he passes the ball better.
No, and I do like Martinelli. Like, he's an amazing player, but he always goes for the same way. Like, he always goes inside. And I think now everybody in the Premier League...
He's so predictable, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he always does the same thing. And I think he's, a lot of Premier League players already know that, or he either goes, like, long or he goes inside again. And Trossard, he probably looks at the ball and then thinks like, oh, let me do this again, or oh, let me go this way. So you see him all the time different things.
And the only thing he might have a struggle with Martinelli is their right back, Gusto. I like that boy. He's energetic. He's so good on the ball, and he sort of challenges, and he has space. And I think that will count against Martinelli, especially with trying to get behind him with the pace. And that is going to be Martinelli's sort of problem you have. Therefore, Trossard will draw you and make you foul you because of his experience there, and he will try and go around you. So I think Trossard for me is probably the better option.
It depends on the game, like what game you want to start Trossard and what game you want to start Martinelli.
That's true. Yeah, so I think, ladies, we've come to a bit of an end there, and I know that the show didn't start off very well with all the technicalities.
But I
think it went on all right. It went on fine. But thanks a lot again for being available, and like always, Larissa, a newbie with us, but also very much available as always. Joan that was here, Emerson has left early. The right back, the left and right back, but I think the right back has got so much pace there. Thanks a lot. We're gonna go live again on Wednesday night because we missed last week. So if you're available there, you obviously can let me know in the chat or in our group. But thanks a lot. Any last words for you guys for tomorrow night's game?
Come on, you Gunners, next. What can I say?
On you Gunners, 3 points, nothing less.
Yeah, for sure. Ladies, thanks a lot again, and all the best, and keep safe, and then we chat again.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Edwin. Thank you.
Thank you, the guys, Alex, Emerson, and so forth in the chat there. Thank you for always supporting. Be blessed, go well, and also be very safe.
Mm-hmm.